Hello, students. Let us continue our lesson in the kingdoms of fools. If we see the setting of the story, it's very clear that it is from an ancient kingdom when we had kings and ministers. So probably since it's a folk tale, not based on any fact, so the kingdom which is mentioned here is all fictitious. The theme of the story we all can understand, it is present throughout the story of a foolish king and his unwise minister. So it this humorous story, we see the largely prevalent theme of indecisiveness. There is another theme which tells us about that we need to have wisdom and sensibility and the presence of mind if we are in the company of fools, or when we are trying to convince logic to illogical people. We also come to know that the theme of the story, through the theme of the story, or when we, after reading the story, that we need not be in the company of foolish people. We need to avoid them as they are highly unpredictable, and since they are unpredictable, they can also be dangerous. So one needs to be away from the company of fools. Then the title of the story. The title of the story is quite apt. It is a story about a kingdom ruled by a foolish king and his silly minister. People too are foolish, for they obey the most ridiculous orders passed by their king. So the entire action of the story takes place in this kingdom. The reasons that make this place a kingdom of fools are well exemplified by the episodes in which innocent people are caught one after the other in the name of justice. Hence, the title stands justified and apt in every way. Now, the message: one should stay away from foolish people, else one is bound to suffer. So, in order to tackle foolish people, one should employ wisdom and not logic. The Guru does not argue or reason the innocence of his disciple. Rather, he flatters the king and manages to convince him that the new stake was lucky. He not only saves the life of his disciple, but also rids the kingdom of the foolish king and his silly minister. In addition, he becomes the next king and his disciple the next minister. The chapter clearly highlights that nature's rules and laws of the world need to be followed. Unlike the kingdom of fools, day is meant for work and night is meant for rest. Price of a thing needs to be decided according to its value. The story teaches us not to be greedy. The disciple got into trouble due to his greed for cheap food. Now, the characters in the story. First, we take the example of the Guru. Guru is a wise man, quick to judge that his disciple and he were in the kingdom of fools. So, knowing that the behavior of foolish people is unpredictable, he decided to leave the city immediately. I hope you all agree. So he's a wise man who knew the ways of the world and warned his disciple against living in a country which was run by a foolish king and an equally foolish minister. His warning proved to be correct when his disciple was on the verge of being executed. Not because he had committed a crime, but because he was fat enough to fit the stake. The Guru was also deeply connected with his disciple. This is evident when, even though the disciple disobeyed him by refusing to leave the country, the Guru still comes back to answer the disciples' prayers. So he was an illuminated soul who could divine his disciples' problem, even though he was at a considerable distance from him. He was very intelligent and fooled the king and his minister into taking their own lives instead of wrongly executing innocent people. Ultimately, the people of the kingdom asked him and his disciple to run the country. Now, the disciple, the lover of food, so happy to find a place where everything cost only a single dudu. Then he stayed back in the kingdom against his guru's wishes. However, he realized his guru's greatness and prayed to him to release him from his problem when the king wanted to execute him. He immediately understood the trick that his guru was playing to fool the king and played along with him. In the end, he learnt the lesson that and was made the minister, helping his guru run the kingdom the right way. The king was a fool and highly unpredictable. He ruled the kingdom according to his whims and fancies, without any logical reasoning or sense. So he decided that the things would function his way in the kingdom and established a system whereby the people worked through the night and slept through the day. Further, in the case of the thief who died, he tried the merchant whose house had been broken into and accepted the most ridiculous justification from the bricklayer, dancing girl, and goldsmith about their actions. Finally, he proves to be naive and power hungry as he chooses to die in place of the guru and disciple because he believed their story that the first person to die at the stake would return as the king. The minister, as foolish as the king, he helped and supported him in implementing his foolish schemes, and instead of guiding him with logic and foresight, he agreed with all king's thoughtless whims, and he was the person who unwittingly saved the merchant's life by declaring that he was too thin for the stake. So ultimately, he lost his life because he did not have the intelligence to realize that the guru and disciple were fooling them to save their own lives. So we have discussed all the elements of this. This is the glossary. You can make use of this glossary. Bye from me.